Hi friends, thanks for joining me for another tutorial in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you how to make this card. This is a easel type of card, but it's a little bit different than some of the other ones that you may see online. Usually the ones that are shown require some fancy cuts of the base of the card, and this is all very quick and easy to put together. So let me show you how I put that together. So I have to confess, I did make, I know how much you all like to laugh along with me, but I made this card during my Zoom session on Wednesday, and I put it together incorrectly. So this front piece I actually put on the back, so it was like, it was like that. So I wanted to take it apart, and instead of taking apart the one that was put together incorrectly, I put together the one that was put together correctly. So I ended up having to take apart both of them all together and recreating them. So this is the one that is put together correctly, and I'll show you how to put it together. So you start with a piece of your cardstock. Starts at 10 inches by 4 1/4. And you score it at 3 1/2, 7, and 8 1/2 inches. And then you do a mountain fold, valley, and mountain fold. And that is the small part of your base. And then you have the front part that measures 8 1/2 by 3 5/8, and it's scored at 3 inches. Let's see if oh, here it is. Okay, so this is 8 1/2 by 3 5/8, and it's scored at 3 inches, and that is a mountain fold. Okay, so you're going to take your base piece, and with the small tab in the front, you're going to adhere this piece so that it aligns right on the bottom of your front piece. So the bottom edges match up, and you're only going to adhere it up until this first fold line. So I'm just going to go ahead and put adhesive on here. So all of this I did correctly on my Zoom class, and I'll show you where I messed up. Okay, so I'm just taking this front piece. This is the piece that measures 8 1/2 by 3 5/8, scored at 3 inches, and I'm attaching it to this front tab piece. And I'm just centering that and lining up the bottom piece. Okay. And now if you fold that base piece the way that it was originally with the mountain, valley, mountain, I'm just going to close that up and then take this top piece and fold it down, and you're going to attach it on the back here. So I'm just putting adhesive on the edge of this card. Just like that, folding up that base piece and just taking this and folding it right down on itself. Okay, so now you have a piece that looks like that. Okay, so this is your front of your card. It's nice and smooth, no seams, and this is the back side that has the seam. So this is where I messed up on my Zoom class. I took my my panel and put it on the back piece, which isn't that bad of a bad, you know, it's not that bad, but then when you go to open it, it just doesn't stand quite right. So make sure that you apply your front panel to the actual front of the card. So this was the piece that I took off my original card. So I already have a matte piece on there, which is actually this piece here. So just kind of ignore this cherry cobbler piece that's there. And you're going to have a white center panel that measures 3 5/8 by 5 1/4. So that's what this white panel measured. And I'm just going to go ahead and attach that since I've already decorated it. So you can actually put this card together different ways. This center panel, or this section here, can actually be narrower. I had to make it wider because I wanted to use this die. So I went ahead and made my panel a little bit wider. If you want to make yours narrower, you would just cut that, cut this center piece, which measured 8.5 by 3 5/8. You can just cut that narrower down to, 3 inches or I'm sorry, down to, 3 inches or 2 inches, whatever you want. But you basically want to measure how big your design is going to be on the front, and that's what's going to dictate how wide you want this panel to be. If you do make this panel narrower, you can actually have the opportunity to add designer series paper in the back here, which would be really nice. I just felt like I didn't have much space in the back here to add designer series paper, so I just left it blank. Okay, so the stamp sets that I used, the trees and the reindeer, was from the Easle reindeer stamp set and the dies. And then the Santa is from the St. Nicholas stamp set, along with this die that I used. Okay, and then I have the inside of my card. Again, I had to disassemble my other card, so that is already mounted on a red piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that to the inside panel. So the inside panel measures 4 inches by 3 1/4, and that's just going to fit right here on this back piece of your base. So you're going to want to stamp your image first and then put it on your card, so that if you do make a mistake, you can just turn that white paper over and stamp it again. And there is that completed card. So you can see how it stands up like that. So it's a really nice presentation, and you do have plenty of room to write on the inside of your card. And it does fit in a regular envelope, so the finished size is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So yeah, you're good to go to send that regular postage. All right, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Had a little giggle over my mistakes. I'm sure we can all relate to our creative opportunities that we make for ourselves when we don't quite make the cards correctly. So enjoy your crafting experience. Don't get worried about the mistakes. There's always ways to fix them. All right, I hope you have a great day, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.